Have you ever heard that visiting others just isn't the same after 80? There's a reason for that. It's a truth that few people openly discuss, but it's one that affects many as they enter their later years. As we age, our needs, energy, and priorities change, and that includes how and when we connect with others. If you've noticed yourself or a loved one visiting less often or feeling more comfortable in quieter moments, you're not alone. This video explores the reasons behind that shift, and why it's not only normal but can actually be a good and necessary step in your life. Today, we'll gently walk through 5 real reasons why many older adults stop or reduce visiting others as they move past 80. These aren't excuses. They're not simply signs of loneliness or sadness. They're reflections of how physical needs change, how emotional connections deepen, and how the way we find peace in life evolves over time. And once we understand this shift, we can stop feeling guilty or confused about it. We can honor it for what it is, a wise, natural change. Stay with me to the end, because we'll not only explore the reasons this happens, but we'll also talk about how to maintain meaningful connection in ways that feel right for where you are in life. So let's begin with the first reason: physical energy and health limitations. As we get older, especially into our 82nd, there's a natural decline in physical energy and strength. That shift isn't just about needing more naps. It's a full change in how our bodies respond to activity, and that includes visiting others. For example, tasks like putting on shoes, getting in and out of a car, or even sitting in a hard chair for too long can feel like a real challenge. What used to be simple routines suddenly require planning, patience, and recovery time. It's not that we don't want to visit, it's that the effort to get there and stay present can be exhausting. Take Carol, an 82-year-old retired teacher from Michigan. She used to enjoy visiting friends, going to local events, and attending her community's social clubs. But as her arthritis worsened and her energy dropped, these things started to take more out of her. One day, after a gathering that used to bring her joy, she found herself needing almost 2 days to fully recover. Carol realized something important. Her body needed rest more than it needed activity. It wasn't isolation she wanted. It was comfort. Her decision to stay home more often wasn't about pushing people away, it was about protecting what she had left. Health conditions common in older adults, such as joint pain, heart issues, breathing difficulties, or balance concerns, also play a part. Just getting to someone's house, let alone staying for hours, can sometimes be risky, uncomfortable, or simply too tiring. So when older adults reduce their visits, it's not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of self-awareness. They are listening to what their body needs, and choosing what matters most, even if that means staying home. It's a form of self-care. It's about saving energy for the things and people that matter most, and making sure the quality of life remains as good as possible. This brings us to the second reason: how our social priorities shift with age. In earlier stages of life, many people maintain large social circles. There are work friends, neighbors, church groups, community organizations. But after 80, those circles tend to narrow. And that's not a loss, it's a refinement. Older adults often begin to choose deep, meaningful relationships over wide, casual ones. The energy once spent on trying to stay connected to everyone is now reserved for a few people who truly matter. Take Robert, an 85-year-old retired librarian from Virginia. In his younger years, he was constantly attending community events, organizing group gatherings, and keeping up with extended family. But now, he prefers quiet time with his daughter, an old friend, and his neighbor from across the street. Those relationships feel genuine, grounded, and easy. There's no pressure, no need to explain himself, just comfort and mutual care. Robert isn't being distant, he's being honest. He's discovered that quality matters more than quantity. That realization brings peace. As we age, we become more thoughtful about where and how we spend our time. Social fatigue becomes real. Keeping up with a full schedule or large group of people can become emotionally tiring, especially when combined with health concerns or hearing loss. Focusing on a few close relationships helps reduce that fatigue. It also brings emotional safety. There's less performance, less small talk, and more space for meaningful connection. These focused relationships, support emotional health, and reduce loneliness not by increasing social events, but by deepening the connections that remain. So if someone in their 82nd stops coming to every gathering or pulls back from social obligations, it's often not because they're withdrawing from life. It's because they're leaning into what matters most. And what often comes with that? A desire for more solitude. That's the third reason. Emotional needs shift, leading to a deeper appreciation for solitude. Solitude is often misunderstood. People think being alone means being sad. But for many older adults, especially those in their 82nd, solitude becomes a place of healing. It becomes a space of peace, not loneliness. Margaret, a 9-year-old retired artist from Oregon, spent most of her life active in social groups, family events, and local charities. But over the past few years, she's come to deeply value her quiet mornings alone. Whether it's reading, painting, or just sitting in her garden, those moments give her a sense of peace that no crowd ever could. She said, "I used to feel like I had to be everywhere, do everything. Now, I realize that being still is just as meaningful as being busy." And she's not alone in that feeling. Solitude allows for reflection. It gives space for memory, for prayer, for appreciation. It lets older adults slow down and reconnect with their thoughts and feelings in a way that noisy rooms or busy days can't provide. In fact, many seniors enjoy just being near loved ones in silence. Sitting next to someone, watching the birds, sharing a quiet meal, those small moments are powerful. They meet emotional needs in a gentler way. Choosing solitude isn't about giving up on people. It's about coming home to yourself. It's about choosing peace over pressure. It's a sign of emotional maturity, not emotional retreat. That leads us to reason number 4. Social situations can become overwhelming or stressful. As the senses change with age, so does the way we experience social interaction. Loud environments, rapid conversations, or group settings can create anxiety, not joy. It becomes harder to hear, harder to follow along, harder to feel fully present. George, an 83-year-old retired engineer from Pennsylvania, used to love big family dinners and reunions. But lately, those same events leave him feeling anxious. The overlapping conversations, the loud laughter, the quick shifts in topic, it all becomes too much. He found himself pretending to understand, nodding along, and feeling out of place. Eventually, he started declining invitations not because he didn't care, but because the experience left him mentally and emotionally drained. This is something many older adults experience. It's not about being antisocial, it's about recognizing your limits. Even social unpredictability, surprise guests, difficult conversations, or noisy kids can become overwhelming. Seniors may find themselves dreading events they once enjoyed, simply because they no longer feel in control or comfortable. This shift isn't something to judge, it's something to understand. If a social event causes more stress than joy, it makes sense to opt out. Choosing fewer, quieter interactions helps maintain emotional balance. It protects mental energy, it reduces anxiety, and it allows for connection that feels good, not forced. Fortunately, today there's a 5th reason visiting changes, and it's one that offers real hope: technology. Technology now gives older adults alternative ways to stay connected. Video calls, text messages, voice notes, and even social media, these tools help maintain relationships without the physical and emotional strain of visiting. Helen, a 8-year-old grandmother from Florida, uses her tablet to connect with her grandkids every week. They send her pictures, read her stories, and share their lives all through video calls. She no longer needs to travel hours for a birthday or holiday. She can be there virtually, from the comfort of her recliner. That shift doesn't lessen the connection, it deepens it. Because the time spent is more intentional, less stressful, and more manageable. Technology also allows seniors to join virtual book clubs, participate in church services, and stay in touch with distant friends, all without needing to leave home. Of course, not everyone is comfortable with technology, but many communities offer help from family members to local libraries and senior centers. Learning to use these tools can feel empowering. It offers independence. It gives older adults control over how they connect and when. It creates options where before, there were only limits. So while the form of connection may change, the heart of connection stays strong. It's not about being physically present, it's about being emotionally available. As we come to the end of this journey, here's what matters most. If you've stopped visiting as often after turning 80, that doesn't mean something is wrong. It means something is changing, and that change deserves respect. You are not less connected. You are more intentional. You are not withdrawing. You are recentering. You are not becoming distant. You are honoring your body, your mind, your peace. There is beauty in stillness. There is grace in quiet. There is meaning in simplicity. So don't feel guilty for saying no to an invitation. Don't feel ashamed for needing rest. Don't question your worth because your calendar is lighter than it used to be. This season of life calls for a different kind of connection, one that honors your limits, your needs, and your heart. You are not alone in this. Many others are walking this same path. And together, we are learning that slowing down is not the end. It's the beginning of a deeper way of living. Thank you for watching today. If this message resonated with you, please leave a comment below and share what part of this journey speaks to your own experience. Whether you're in your 82nd or simply caring for someone who is, your voice matters here. And if you haven't already, we invite you to subscribe to Golden Age Life. Here, we share stories that speak to the soul about aging, healing, and finding joy in the quiet moments. Until next time, take good care of yourself. And remember, fewer visits doesn't mean fewer connections. It means deeper ones, the kind that truly matter.